Blades Ramble are proudly supported by our main channel sponsor, My Business Group, a group of brands designed to support owners, leaders and managers in business. We would not be where we are without the incredible support of John and the team. If you're looking to grow your business, contact mybusinessgroup.co.uk today for more information or follow the link in the description below.
Blades fans, subscribe to Blades Ramble. Up the Blades.
What is happening, Blades? And welcome back to the Blades Ramble. I'm, of course, Jimmy. And this is 90 after 90. But a couple of disclaimers before we start. We're on coach Wi-Fi. It may last, it may not last. We'll have to wait and see. We're trying out our new Osmo Pocket thing. May last, may not last. Trying out a new mic. Little mic that can wait. Might last, might not last. Bit like United season, really. Yeah, what do we make to that? Can you hear me? Jamie, give me a thumbs up, because Jamie Dumpling's waiting in the background. Can you hear me, pal? Can you hear me all right? Jamie, can you? All right, thank you. Just saying it. Bloody hell. So connection might be a bit dodgy. I do apologise. If it gets too much, let me know and we'll dip off. Normally, I start these by giving a bit of a summary as to how I thought the game went, but I feel a bit lost for words, really. I don't think they were that good. And I don't mean that disrespectfully to Southampton. They've got the goal that's made the difference in the game. I think their flair players had a bit more of an impact on the game, particularly first half. We came into it second half. You have to acknowledge the changes that we've made. So we have got depth in the squad, but we haven't got quality depth in the squad, in my opinion. And that's just my opinion. So I looked at the lineup and I saw McGuinness and me next to each other, and I don't like it. I can't, we support the team and we'll back them to the hilt, and we have done, and we've been singing all game. We haven't sat down. That's what we do as fans, but it doesn't fill me with loads of confidence. Just not because they're bad players. Ben Mee's had a good season for us. I'm not sure about the McGuinness signing, in all honesty, but he's now fourth choice, and we have to recognise that Tanganga's out. He's suspended. Binden's ill. And as a pair, I don't think they complement each other. I think they're both pretty slow players. I think McGuinness showed tonight why he hasn't been getting game time, to be honest. He livened up. I think they all livened up second half. But, yeah, it's. I think Hoover looks rusty. He's going to be a good player for us. I've no doubt that he's a decent signing. And he's good competition for Siriki, but he's not up to the levels that we're wanting of him. I thought Burrows had a good game. I thought Cooper had a very good game. Arblaster and Peck in the middle. Look, two great prospects, two very good players at the level. Arblaster coming back from a serious injury. Not quite up to the levels that we've seen of him previously or that we expect. It's a long road back into it, and I thought it was quite disappointing. He'll be disappointed with his own performance, I think. Sidney Peck again weren't really on it. Callamo, I thought were lively. Chong did okay. I didn't think Chong had a bad game. He don't work back enough. He doesn't help out. I think he sort of exposed Hoover a little bit. Hoover. We'll get used to how to say that properly. I think he exposed him a little bit by not doing the tracking back that Brooks does for Siriki. So it's a little bit of a luxury player at the minute. It's and then up front we had Tom Cannon who runs and tries. Wasn't really a goal threat today. Tyrese Campbell, largely anonymous, I have to say. I don't like saying it. Patrick Bamford came on, made a difference. The ball was sticking more, but he had the chance of the game and fluffed it. So it's just a disappointing day all round, and that makes you then question where the season goes from here for Sheffield United, because I haven't seen the table. Let's have a look at the table while we're here. We'll see how many points we are off now. And that it's the Charlton game made it very difficult. And we've been unlucky tonight largely, I think. But did we do enough to win it? No. To get a point, possibly. So we're down in 17th now, having played 27 games. Still 11 points off the playoffs. So nothing's really changed. I think we've got a little bit fortunate with that, but there's a lot of traffic in front of us. We can win our next game, our game in hand, and it doesn't alter our position in the table. So it's been a bad day. It's been a bad day for Sheffield United. I'm keen to hear what you guys are saying about it. We're not necessarily going to go the full 90 tonight because although I'm confident the charges will hold, I'm not confident the signal will. And I don't know how smoothly it's going to run just because of the network that we're on as well. So let me just get to a couple of comments and then we'll get into some calls because we've got people patiently waiting. Alex says, evening, Jimmy. Safe journey back to all Blades, especially. Absolutely abysmal, that. Quite simply, some of these players are nowhere near good enough. We're right back in the relegation scrap, aren't we? No, I don't think we are, pal. I don't think we are. I think it's very dangerous to say you're too good to go down. Nobody's too good to go down. We've seen good teams get relegated before, but I'm not looking down. But am I looking up anymore? So frustrating. Feel low and any belief is on the floor after that, says Blades 375 again. Reactionary, I'm sure. On we go, Blades. Pretty feeble effort, says Pat. Yeah, I think that's fair. Why even bother with Campbell and Cannon, says Elmsey. They offer nothing at the top. I don't think they're a good partnership. I think Tyrese Campbell's been very disappointing this season, but I don't think anybody can be really proud of that. But other than Cooper, and I thought Burrows did okay, but I think it's worth a performance to write home about. Can't even single out any players, just poor all round, lacking quality, says Alex. Fight and determination, so frustrating. A huge message to the board, hopefully back Wilder, or we are going down. Deary me. Loves Poison, says Sean Bean spotted at the game. Poor performance tonight. I think two bright sparks, Peck and O'Hare. The rest are poor. See, Peck, I didn't think were great. O'Hare tries his hardest. Time to look behind us again, says Gabe. I want a refund. I watched it on a dodgy box, says Holmesy. Jason says, sorry, but Chong and Campbell and Ings have to go. Our blaster really poor. I thought Ings was... I mean, look, he don't get a lot of minutes. So, again, we don't like to criticise players like directly when they haven't got a lot of time on the field. But he made no difference at all. And he didn't really fill me with confidence that he was going to make a difference, unfortunately. Ray says a point would have been fair for two average to poor teams. Clear out needed in the summer. Up the Blades up all the Rambles, like and subscribe. Scotty says, evening, Jim. Safe journey back. Thank you, my mate. Another poor show on the road. Felt so slow and laboured. I think if we'd have played another 90, we wouldn't have scored. What's going on with Ty? He says that's one of two. The second is something just doesn't seem right with him. Is it his contract situation? Chong was bloody awful too. Up all the Rambles, up the Blades. I didn't think Chong were that bad, to be honest. Adam says a midfielder has been bumped up the priority list. Today makes Charlton hurt that little bit more. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. AMG Personal Training says, shocking selection, another 7 changes. Why can't we be consistent like Leeds and Burnley were last season? We keep changing a winning team. What is going off, honestly? Batman Lou says, it is what it is, Jim. I didn't do bad with the lineup prediction after Saturday. No, you didn't actually, mate. Thinking back, you thought that you predicted a lot more change than I did. After Saturday, I don't think he had a lot of choice, even though I didn't want to see it. Performance level drops when we have to rotate, which shows we don't have the quality, doesn't it, that we're talking about. I'm going to jump into our first call now. I'm trying to remember that. Let me star it so I remember where we were. It's a bit easier on StreamYard for this sort of stuff. I know it doesn't quite have the same va-va-voom that the other one does, but it's a little bit easier. But this is apologies to those that are waiting. This man is jumping the queue because I've just been speaking to him at ground, actually, and I know he's getting ready to drive back, so he's probably parked up waiting for me to come to him. Mory, how's it going, pal? Who's put it on this one, by the way? That's his man mounting this. Let's get a bit closer. How's it going, Mory, pal? Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Are you okay, my mate?
Hey up, Jimmy, you all right?
I'm all right. I can't hear you, though. I can't hear you. Let me just adjust my audio. It's just AirPods. Is that working? Let's test it. No. Do you know what? Let
Hello?
me get rid of this. Right, go on, Mory. Talk to me, pal.
Can you hear me?
Can't
Hello?
hear you.
Oh,
This
what's
might be a
going on?
signal thing,
Hang
you
on.
see. Mic, speaker,
Happy.
MacBook. Should be able to hear you.
Hello.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
just about. It's very, very light.
Just about.
Very light.
So sorry about this. Yeah, I'm
I'll
just.
tell you what, Mory. I'll tell you what we'll do. You make your point, pal, because I'm sure other people can probably hear you. Give me a thumbs up, Jamie, if you can hear what Mory's saying. Right, cool.
Can you hear me?
Very faintly, though. Very faintly for me, Mory.
Very
So
faint.
I'll tell you what, you make your point, then give me a thumbs up when you're done, and I'll let you go, and I'll try and sort out the audio for everything else, if that's okay. Go on, you give us a bit of a breakdown on what you thought, pal.
All right. To be fair, first off, I thought we were a bit poor, to be honest. I didn't really think we created that much. Didn't really test the keeper. But going on to the second half, I thought we showed more positives. And like that shot by Patrick Bamford, I thought that was going in. I was literally ready to jump up and celebrate. But it is what it is. It's just our
Keep
season.
going.
And yeah, and as for comments saying basically relegation, I don't think we'll get relegated. I think we'll stay mid-table. You can't look at playoffs now. I think we just got to rebuild and go again. Did anyone get that? Hello? Yeah.
What happened there? What happened there? This is not good, is it? I can't hear a thing, actually. I didn't hear the intro. I didn't hear the intro when it came on. And I didn't hear Mory while we were talking. And Mory, thanks to Mory for holding the fort, he's just panicked that I've left and gone. So thanks to Mory for that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Right. Don't really know what to do about the sound issue. I have to be honest. Guests, player sound when guest enters, guest blah, 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 blah. May have to, if I can't hear you, we're really, aren't we? Right. I'll tell you what. I know, because I know you won't mind me doing this. Jamie Dumpling, I'm going to use you as a tester.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me at all?
No, keep talking. Keep talking.
All right, I'll just go on and then you listen in. So overall, I thought today it felt like
My thingy, right?
what? Sorry.
Here we go.
Can you
I
hear
can
me?
hear you. Yes, I can. Get
Beautiful.
it. Get it there. Whew. Try again.
Yeah, can you still hear me all right?
Jamie Dumpling. Jamie Dumpling, you little legend. Right. Sorry, Mory's back, actually. I'll come back to you, Mory. I know you're on the move. No, it's all right. He's on the move, so there's no time frame that I need to get into. Thank you to everybody for sticking with us through that. Jamie Dumpling, how are you, my friend?
Probably better than you are. How was the trip?
Trip's been really good. Trip's been really, really good. There's some really good people on our coach. We've come down with Brownie. There were a Q&A that we've recorded that we'll be putting up for. Spent the afternoon with Michael Brown, Paddy Kenny, Rob Kozluck. It's been great. Really, really good. Thank you to Midnight for everything that they've done for this event. It's been great. And the only thing that's let it down, as usual, is Sheffield United. So, what did you make to the game, pal?
It felt a lot lackluster. Obviously, the changes were expected. You've got Tanganga, no Gyro, no Binding, plus a few others
Yeah.
that were managing minutes on. That were expected. But
Yeah.
again, like Mansfield, a lot of these fringe players didn't help themselves. And it felt like 80 odd minutes in, going for the point. Oh, your camera's back on. There's no urgency whatsoever from some of the players in the back line, like someone like McGuinness. McGuinness was so poor today, but it just felt like he was trying to pass it around back when you're thinking, launch it.
I know.
It was so it was infuriating. Some of the players. I thought Gus, to be fair, looked a lot better today, but it just felt like some of them were going. Yeah, some of the players, they just weren't in a rush. They were just having a bit of a stroll around. And he only got, I think, once the added time came on, it sort of probably to give him a bit of a switch on, like, go.
Yeah. Jamie, what does this do for our season, mate?
Well, I think people are saying about relegation. You look at the teams below us, you've got Wednesday, guaranteed. Blackburn.
There's two spots for relegation in this league, isn't there?
Yeah, they'll go down at Bramall Lane. Blackburn don't look amazing. You've got Portsmouth, who have picked up somebody. I think they got a point today, which is a good result against Watford, who are in form. But let's look at this table. So you've got Oxford, don't look great at all. Norwich don't look great either. Charlton look terrible, even against 9 men. You've got a lot worse side in this league. And I think it's probably just a case of mid-table, go again next season, and you try to finish on a high where we might be able to get a late charge where it comes out last game of the season where you think we could get playoffs, we might not, but I don't think we're going to get many chances. I think we'll run out of games.
I agree. It's disappointing to think about that, but we then have to accept the apologies because I tried eating a Haribo while you were talking, but you finished before I thought you were gonna. We then have to think about player trading, how we bring in significant income into the club, and then balance it. It's conversation more for the summer, but we need to be. Does this transfer window, is that now affected by us not thinking that the problem we've got, Jamie, is a lot of the fans will now accept that we will be a championship side next season.
Yeah.
The manager won't. Whatever there's a mathematical possibility, he will continue to push. We've got 19 games with what 12 teams in front of us.
Yeah.
12 points to make up to even get back in it. So that's 4 wins more than everybody above us. Or staggered. Should we be getting expensive loans in now? Should we be doing these sort of deals? And you see the board like shuffling around and trying to get more capital and all this sort of stuff that's quite concerning for some blades because we lose the parachutes next season. What would you do would you change your strategy now in January to acclimatise to what's happening on the field?
I think from a business point of view, I think you still not fully go for it. You still sort of have to go for it because if you're trying to get other people interested in club, they're not going to want to see their potential team they're looking to get involved with down in tools and just letting the season off halfway through the year. You're not going to want to do that, and especially about it to get players in the window, and so you can get more of a cemented squad, not just for this for the rest of this season, for long term as well, because we might do a few perm signings. You're going to want to go for it still to some degree on that. But I think if you're looking at the funds we've got, I think you probably take a third out of what you may have been planning to spend and just leave it and think about how we might be able to get a deal for someone that's like got 6 months left on the contract, look for it then maybe, or just see where we are with what we need to sell off. But I think that sort of process, I don't think we'll do it. But if we do, it's going to be something we're not rushing into because you've still got players like Sidney Peck who you can sell and then we're back on track with things.
Thing is, we've lost very narrowly, haven't we, tonight? And if the results had gone differently, which they haven't, but we're 5 points off the playoffs tonight. Do you know what I mean? If we win both of those games, Charlton and Southampton, and that's a 2-game swing, and we've not really lost any ground. So if you look at it that way, then you could get quite excited and think, well, it only takes 2 games to be right back into it. But it's just, my head's all over the place at the minute in terms of what I'm thinking about United, because my logical side of my brain says, well, we're done now. We're done now. We need to think about next season. And the fan in me still says we want to go for it. So it's really tough. It's really tough. Anyway, mate, I'll let you go because we've got some people waiting. I've got loads of comments to get through, but it's your last game, isn't it, at the weekend?
It is. I won't be going to Oxford, unfortunately. So it's Richard's last one. No pressure, United. Be if you're there, come to the hotel, please, after. So just enjoy it.
Yeah, we're sort of planning an after party for your leaving do, aren't we, Jamie? I think that's what we've said it's going to be. So, for those that don't know, Jamie is going to Australia for 3 months, is it, pal?
Back for the playoffs if we get there. And I've got some merch with me, so we'll be taking the Ramble International.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the merch.
That one.
Nice. That is a Man Mountain design, I have to say.
Good taste.
So, good taste. Very good taste indeed. Jamie Dumpling, thank you so much, my mate. And I will see you on Saturday.
See you Saturday.
Nice one. Cheers, Jam. See you soon, pal. Jamie Dumpling there. Thank you to Jamie for being my little guinea pig on the sound issues and also for his take on the game today. Jumping straight into another Platinum Rambler, waiting very patiently. It is Rob. How's it going, Rob?
What is happening, Blades? I'm, of course, not Jimmy. I'm Robin.
You did that on the Ramble on the road, didn't you?
I did.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
No.
How are you doing, my mate? Okay.
I'm all right, buddy. Yes, you.
I'm all right. It's a long trip back, innit?
Yeah.
It's a long trip back now, boys.
Are you on the coach at the minute then, or?
Yeah, I'm on the coach.
Yeah.
We're live on the coach.
That's impressive.
Live on the internet.
Impressive.
We're on coach Wi-Fi, so we'll wait and see how long it lasts.
Wow.
We'll wait and see.
Wow, that's impressive. That's impressive.
Yeah. We've left Brownie and Paddy Kenny in Southampton.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I know.
That's because he come back with you, because he's not got a reputation for coming back with people either.
No, I know. Because he has come back, he's not on our coach. He was going to come on our coach, but he can't.
All right. Okay.
Because he works for the club now, he can't participate in stuff like this. So we wouldn't have been able to get him on anyway. So, But yeah, it's been a good day, mate. It's been a good day other than the football. Good. So, how's it been watching it from a distance?
It's been tricky. Yeah, it's been tricky. It's been tricky. I didn't see that Hoover had a bad game from watching it on the TV, to be fair. I did not see that. I think Gyro is a miss, but then I would equal that with Peck coming into the side or Blaster, whichever way you put it. I thought Mory was not a miss. I thought the influence of Tanganga was massive. I think that is the biggest loss that we had, not just from a football point of view. I think it's from a captaincy and a leadership point of view. That's a massive loss. And I think that showed on a pitch today.
Yeah, I don't think he's. We spoke about this before on the Ramble. I don't think he's somebody you'd automatically think of giving the armband to. But somebody can be a captain in different ways, can't they? They can lead by example on the field, and that may fly in the face of the reason he was absent today, I suppose. In terms of some people may deem him responsible for, getting sent off last time out. But I think I agree with you in terms of what you're saying. The leadership on the field it means an awful lot. He's managed to forge a decent partnership with both Bindon and me. And you have to think that if he's next to me today, then maybe it's a little bit different. So it's just a shame, isn't it, really, more than anything else?
It really is, yeah, it really is. And I think putting Peck and Blaster in front of McGuinness and me was more about sort of shoring up that defence, so they became two CDMs almost, trying to sort of compensate for the fact we had no pace back there. That's how I saw that when I saw the lineup.
No, I'd agree, and I think what happened because of that, and I don't know whether this was clear from watching from home, but it looked like we got overrun in midfield because we were a bit deep, and sometimes we were left with gaps in the middle, and it's how you can't do right for doing wrong, really, because he's got to try and protect the back four. But it's
100%. 100%. The thing is, right, so I work in business, and thing is, when I'm working on a multi-million-pound deal, what I do is I put my best team on the pitch. Unless they're injured and off sick, I put my best team up front, and we win or we lose. And of course, like sometimes you have to sort of make some compensations and bring other people in because something happens and all this kind of stuff. But you put your best team up front, and I don't think we did that today. I just don't think we had it in us to put the best team up front. I think there was a bit of an emotional connection to this. We had 9, they were overrun, they were a bit tired. So we felt that a bit of an emotional point there. I don't know, but it just seemed a bit like that to me. I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
No, I think that's fair. And I mean, it leaves you questioning, because there seems to be 3 different strands now, Blades, from what I'm gathering. People I've spoken to. There's either, of course, we can still do it. There's plenty of points to play for. There's, right, that's it. We have to settle for mid-table obscurity. Or there's some saying back in a relegation dogfight. Where do you fall into those categories, pal?
Yeah, I'm sorry, mate, but if we're 11 points away from the playoffs, I'm definitely not looking for 4 points away from relegation. I'm 11 points away from I'm on the Wilder camp with that one, because he can do it. You know, my mate's a big West Ham fan, right? And if you think we're having it bad at the minute, yeah, and he is too. If you think we're having it bad, think how he feels. You know, think how he feels. Spending all that money and getting nothing. Yeah. You could always be a West Ham fan. Or, you could always be a... Well, I'm not going to say that name on live chat. You said it. But, the thing is, though, and, and like he said, the Blades are in a brilliant place at the moment because, like, we're the underdogs and we're climbing the league. We're always looking up and we've got that massive positivity, grit and determination about us Yorkshire folk anyway. And that'll see us through. And only if we'd have put the best 11 out tonight, I think we'd have got the fans on side. I don't think the fans are offside. I just think we've got them more on side and got their fans rattled. Because apparently the Southampton fans, like they're saying on Sky all night, was that if they get rattled, they completely destroy their team, and destroy all chances of getting a result. And we didn't do that tonight. And that's the thing that was more disappointing.
I agree, mate. I agree.
And the other thing as well is about Cienza. Like, we got him that yellow card. He is a good player. But if we'd have rattled him because of his culture and nature, I think we got him sent off. But we didn't do it. And these are the things that I think the dark arts, as we've said in the chat, the dark arts, rattling those types of players, they've got a high hot tolerance, if you like. I think they're the ones to go after. And Cienza was one of them tonight for me. If we'd have got after him, we'd have probably got him sent off. But we didn't. We got him the yellow and then we relaxed. Anyway.
Rob, top man. Thank you for jumping on and joining us, pal. Really appreciate it. And I'll catch up with you soon.
Enjoy your journey back. Mate. Safe journey. Good. Ciao.
Yeah, cheers, mate. See you soon, mate. It's going to be a long journey back. I don't know. Yeah, it's... I'm planning on being home for about 3:30 in the morning because we get back to Bramall Lane and then I've got to get back to Wakey. And then it's my girl's birthday in the morning. It's their 10th birthday. So if I think I'm getting a lie in, I have another thing coming on it. Right, so jumping into a couple more comments. 15th league defeat is simply not good enough, says Alex. Nah, I agree completely. Joe says, about as uninspiring as it gets. Some of that wouldn't look out of place. Goals near All Saints School. Gus has to start over Chong. I agree with that. We were saying the same at kick-off. When do we start looking behind rather than up the table? Helen says, is it just me or does it feel like every week we have more quality on the bench than in the starting 11? Lou says, I would just focus on winning as many as we can now and avoid getting into trouble again. Squad needs a little bit, if the work needs a little bit of work and we need a reboot. We'll be right, but reality check the last few games. Up the Ramble, up the Blades, and have a safe trip home, mate. Thank you, my mate. The Blunt Yorkshireman says, now time to forget the playoffs and focus on getting well clear of the bottom 3. I don't think I know a more disappointing season. Premier League seasons I expected woe, not this season. Dave Morwood back fighting fit. It's great to see that, pal. Well, that wasn't good at all. Best chance fell to Bamford, but it would have been a steal of a point. So on to Saturday, up all the Rambles, up the Blades, up the +6. Do you know what I thought? It wouldn't have been unfair if we'd have nicked a point, but we would have been nicking it probably. I thought second half performance made up for a poor first half, and you'd have wanted that chance to fall to Bamford as well, and it just did not come off. So disappointing. Joe says absolutely. Alan Campbell has run his race, no doubt about it. Bamford came on and was the most impactful player. Jack says, in my opinion, the season's done. If Wilder can't rely on a little rotation, we are done. Save the money and go again next season. Dave says, spineless and inept. We're closer to relegation than any playoff push now. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. We need to be more consistent, says AMG. M Webb says, let's get Sousa back on loan. No chance. Remember, he's now on the bench. Who would take him back? I would. We won't get him back. No chance. He's been linked to a move back to Brazil, I believe. No, he won't come back to Sheffield United. But these ship goals, we didn't even shoot, says Jack. Eric says, while they're clearly not inspiring or motivating the squad to put up any fight for a championship survival, just look at the fight Norwich are putting up. So Eric questioning Wilder tonight. Interesting. Hojo says, I know it's not a full strength lineup. It seems something isn't working in our attack sometimes. Maybe changing back to a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-1-2-1-2 to squeeze Hamer in again, or wingers would have more. And I can't see your second one, Hojo, without losing my place completely, so I'll have to come back to that. Lou says, you just said what I said in a voice note in the Plats. Depth of numbers, not of quality. Dave says, are we just paying Ings to sit on the bench, then come on just to walk around for 10 minutes? Mark says, evening, Jimmy. Can we now put the nonsense to bed about getting into the playoffs? We've just lost to 2 average teams and a mid-table League One club. Lax Luther says, I don't think our Blaster is ready yet. Maybe Peck isn't either. Hover looking very suspect. Season over, I'd say. Justin says, why is Wilder getting a pass? Look. I don't know if Justin's corrected that further down. Why is Wilder getting a pass? John says, never mind the playoffs, we're only 4 points from safety. I'm not, maybe naively, I'm not concerned about going down. I'm not. Feels unfair having 3 key players out facing the hardest fixtures of the season, says Isaac. Either way, it was poor. Like you've been saying, we need to accept that playoffs are off and everything else is a bonus. I think they are hard fixtures, but it's an ideal time to play Southampton. We had enough in that squad tonight that were available to get a result, in my opinion. We've just not done enough. And Eve says, team selection absolutely useless. Why does nobody point out that our Blaster is way off? I think he was tonight. I think that's fair. Oh, it's because he's a crowd favourite. Terrible. Blaster and Peck doesn't work. Eric says the Sayers episode should not deter the owners from bringing in an experienced manager to end till the end of the season to save our place in the championship. Will you not say Chris Wilder's an experienced manager? I'm a Wilder fan, but this is a place for opinions, isn't it? And Eric, you might not be alone. Let me know if you think that's a valid shout, in your opinion. Sheila says, shows the depth of the squad isn't as strong as we thought. I agree. Awful performance tonight. Safe journey home, Jimmy, and the Ramblers. Right, let's bring in another caller who's been waiting very, very patiently. He will be live on Ramble FC. I'm going to say tomorrow night. It probably will be by the time I get to the end of this show. On Friday night to watch Derby versus West Brom. It is. Russ, how's it going, pal?
Oh, Jim, I'm so frustrated.
Yeah. I know, I'm sorry.
Do you know something? I was looking at that game and I just thought, if we just needed a little bit more, we could have took that. And,
as a positive trade, Russ, what were your thoughts when you first saw the lineup?
I knew there's got to be reasons. There's always reasons.
Yes,
there's
there are
always
reasons.
reasons.
Thoughts about the game?
Disappointed. I think we could have got more out of the game. Lineup was interesting. There's obviously reasons behind it. I haven't seen any after his interview. or anything, so I don't know what his explanation will be.
I ain't seen his post match.
No. So it's we've got some work to do in transfer window.
Where do you think where do you think we are in terms of this season, Russ? I know we were joking before that you think that might be automatics out the window.
Hang on. Who were joking?
You were joking. You were joking. You must have been joking.
I did modify it into playoffs. It's still possible. I mean, I'm very much a can-do person, but you've got to have the tools to do the job. And you look at the team, and we're good enough. When you look at us compared to other sides, if we turn it on, we're good enough. We could put a run in, and we could still do it. So I'm not looking backwards at all. I'm looking forwards still. But it's getting tougher.
We can do it, but we haven't been doing it, and that's the frustrating thing, because we're capable. These last 2 games, we were capable of getting something, and we haven't. We've chucked it, really. I mean, Charlton were, one of them games that you have to just, draw a line under and move on.
Yeah.
It's the two red card incidents that's done it. Tonight, there just didn't seem the impetus, really, to go out there and get it.
I think a lot of creativity comes from the back, comes from centre, and those 2 centre halves, they're not known for threading a pass through and breaking lines.
No, then
Arblaster and Peck struggled. They're too similar in a lot of respects. And neither of them are a real number 6. I would say. So we were up against it a little bit. Well, we had to protect. Sorry?
We missed Gyro, don't we?
Oh, God, yeah. And that's the thing. That's why Wilder's hinted that, we're going for a midfield player, centre mid. He knows that we're too vulnerable if Gyro goes down. So that could be exciting. And I think we need another centre half as well.
True.
Yeah. So, all in all, a bit deflated, mate. A bit deflated.
I know, mate. I know. But the blades out there, it's a roller coaster. That's what we're on. We always have been. They're never... We can never just enjoy it and have a nice, smooth ride. It couldn't have been 2 wins out of 2 in league and 5 points away from playoffs. It's just, that's easy. That's easy. It's sticking with us 2 times like this, isn't it? So... Yeah.
I've always like you. You've got this gig on today. You've had a fantastic day. You've been looked after, but you just know that we're probably going to come away with nothing. And I've been on gigs like that before myself. Being invited to executive boxes and all that sort of thing. We always lose. We went down to 4th division because I was sat in director's box and my mates were all on cop. It was my fault.
Yeah. All right, I'll blame you then. I'll blame you.
Absolutely.
Oh, dear me. Nice one, Russ. Thank you for calling, pal, and I'll catch up with you soon. Good luck for Friday. I'll speak to you before. Thanks for offering to do it.
Mate. Safe journey back. Cheers, bud.
Thank you, pal. See you in a bit. Top man, Russ. Right. Let's get some more comments before I get way too far behind. Scott says, also, if Gus is staying, he really needs to step up. He's been a passenger for too many games now. If Wilder isn't starting him, that says it all, does it not? Hoover should not start over Femi on Saturday. I don't think he will, Scott. I think in terms of Hamer, I thought he did okay today when he came on. I thought it looked fairly lively. So yeah, I know what he's saying though. I think it's more than fair what he's saying. Chris says, I think since the Oxford game got called off, it's killed our momentum. Yeah, that's fair. How the hell are we in this position? What have we done? Season is done for me now. Relegation battle. Cooler King says, evening, Jim. Disappointing performance. Where the Wilder's hand was forced in terms of team selection, it's clear that 7 changes is more than the first choice 11 can bear. The team was weakened beyond the point at which it was possible to beat a very ordinary Saints side. Yeah, they were a very ordinary side as well. That's absolutely bang on. Ian says, never got started, disappointing to a man. Not going to single players out, but some should take a serious look at themselves. AMG says, Chong was shocking. I don't, maybe you saw something different on TV. I think he doesn't work back, which is very frustrating, but I thought going forward today, he offered a little bit. Really worried, Jimmy. We're sleepwalking into relegation, says Pete. Pete says, we seem to try and walk the ball into the goal. Just wish we would have a few shots on target instead of trying to play through a congested area. Yeah. Brand says, absolutely hopeless, that. Some deluded folk will still think top 6 is achievable. Also, just me that would rather see Zatterstrom at the back instead of McGuinness. Give the lad a bloody go. Has Zatterstrom played for another side this season? Because if he has, then we can't move him on, even if that's out on loan, because you can't play for more than 2 clubs in a season. If he hasn't, then we can give him a go and still send him out on loan. The latest rumour, though, was Fabrizio Romano that reported. I might be wrong, don't quote me on that. Genoa were in for him on a loan with an option to buy, which would just be another tale of terrible transfers for United, wouldn't it? Hojo says, freedom to cut in and run at defenders. This must be the second part. That I can't remember your first bit, if I'm honest. Freedom to cut in and run at defenders. When there's 2 up front, it leaves less room for wingers to cut in, as there are more defenders in the centre. Just my take. Only experience managing is Football Manager. You and us both, mate. Yeah, there's a lot of us like that. Didn't rate Chong personally, says Sean. Him and Hoover looked poor on the right-hand side. Fair, mate. I think they're certainly our second choice, aren't they? We lost the midfield battle, says Jack. James says, just don't understand why all the changes. We played really well against Charlton, even after the red cards. This is arguably the weakest lineup we could have started with. It were a concerning lineup, no doubt about it. I think with the I'm just laughing at something that I can't talk about it. But oh dear. With the amount of running that a lot of them did, I think it will have been on medical advice or on something like that where we couldn't do it. So that's my opinion on that. Kev says Hoover was Blade's highest rated player until being withdrawn on the FotMob app. Well, there you go then. If he's highest rated on FotMob, I'm only joking. But yes, I thought he did okay in spells, but there were some gaps as well. Cooper, O'Hare and Bamford, the only players with any credit at all, to be honest, says Lax. 4 points off relegation, says James. Justin says, how is Wilder getting a pass? I think this is the updated comment that I wanted to put earlier. Have you seen our record since he's come back, but people still mention Sayers? How did Chong, Blaster and Campbell come out for the second half? And player of the year on the bench? Up the Ramble. It's a definite talking point, isn't it? It's a definite talking point because I would argue that he didn't sign a lot of these poor players that we're talking about. Players that don't make a difference, don't up the quality level. Ryan says, sick of people talking of the playoffs with more chance of getting Kenny and Michael Brown signing contracts till the end of the season. Hey, Paddy's looking pretty sharp, to be fair, at a minute. We need to get real. It's still a huge relegation scrap. Relegation scrap, says Mackie. Or Mackis. Relegation scrap mid-table is more optimistic. You're in a relegation battle, says Mr. Danny McDonald. Carl says, I know I keep banging on about it, but the number of times we lose possession and pass to their players is frustrating. It's infuriating. Chris says, and where the hell are these signings? We do it every single transfer window, for God's sake. You get the better value at the end of the window, I think is largely accepted by most. However, when you need players, don't you? So let's make some moves. If we don't get somebody in for Saturday, Paul says, hope these so-called owners put our club up for sale and get out before they ruin our club. Cannon and Campbell need to go. Cannon getting some stick tonight. Teej says, Bamford isn't an impact sub, he's a form player who goes on streaky goal runs. I don't know why he was arrested tonight, but offers so much in his all-round game and struggles when going in and out of the team. Is a relegation. If you put it into perspective, if we're going a 3 or 4 loss streak, we're in deep doo-doo, possibly. But they've got that's the poorest teams in the league that have to win as well, win a couple of games more than us. Agree with Stephen Moore and Tim Cook from the watch along chat that we seem to help the out of form teams this season. Really hoping the season doesn't just peter out over the next 2 weeks. I think it could, Rich. I think it could. And thank you again to Jordan Motson and Mark Meldrew for doing the watch along. Very much appreciated, lads. Spot on. Oxford cancellation, a bit of a turning point. Says Blunt Yorkshireman killed the momentum we built up. Somebody else said that, and I agree. Right, I'm going to jump into another caller now. Been waiting very patiently. Don't know if you can see him, because I can't see him very well on this screen, but it's the man in black. This guy's done. How's it going, pal?
Yeah, not too bad, Jimmy. I'm literally 3 minutes from home just to rub that one in, by the way.
Oh, nice. Thank you for that, pal. Thank you for that. So you've been to the game today, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been down. Yeah, it was a good game. As in, minus the result and the performance, it was nice to get to an away game. It's always nice to go and watch United, but then they disappoint you, don't they? Sometimes, so it's not ideal. But yeah, I think a lot of people were just disheartened straight away from the team lineup. I don't get the Chong over Hamer or basically Brooks. I really do not understand that decision, in my opinion. I back Wilder a lot, but I think he needs to explain his reasoning a little bit today for his team selection. I think Hoover. Say again. What was that, Jimmy?
Have you heard the post-match? Wilder's post-match?
No, I haven't.
Post-match?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't heard it. No, I'd like to, because I just think that team selection's a bit.
Okay, sorry, mate. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. Totally fine, mate. I just don't know I just don't get that team selection. I really don't. And Hoover is not up to speed yet. He probably needs to play some under-21 matches or something, because he's nowhere near it, in my opinion, today. He's gone down asking for a foul that's never a foul in a month for Sundays, and then we're caught and they get a goal with a deflection. So, yeah, not ideal at all. I'm in the estate now, so okay. There you go. That's better for you, isn't it? So, yeah, performance, I think Blasters...
Pal, I'm going to...
Yeah.
Go on, mate. No, go on. I'll let you finish.
You sure? Yeah. So yeah, I think Blaster's a bit off it. I do think that. I think that's the worst I've seen him play since his return. To be honest with you, I think he's really not up with speed yet. I think. And honestly, I think with the way it was played, I thought they were better second half together. I really do. I think they were better in the second half together. Peck and Black. We were better second half, weren't we? Let's be honest. I think they were better second half, but I just don't think he's at the races at the moment. He really isn't. I don't disagree playing Cannon and Campbell, because I think Bamford did a lot of running on Saturday. You know what I mean? I think it probably was a good idea to just keep him.
I understand it. I don't like it, but I understand it.
Yeah, same here. I understand it. I don't like it as well. And
Gaz, it's a bad line, mate. It's a bad line.
I can't see us getting anything near the playoffs now, personally. I really don't, because we're too inconsistent. We're losing games that we shouldn't be losing. It's like, even tonight, we've had a couple of chances. I don't think we should have got more than a draw. I really don't. Charlton, we should have took our chances before the two sending offs. And I think it's just that inconsistency that's just going to make us drop short, to be honest with you, a little bit. Relegation's not an issue. But I'd like to listen to Wilder, that's for sure. So, yeah.
Okay, I've rambled on a bit. It's a delayed line, so I'm going to let you go, pal. But thank you really a lot for calling in, and I will catch up with you soon.
Yeah, I'll see you Saturday. Have a good one.
Thanks, mate. You will. See you soon. Bye. Top man, Gaz. Sorry I couldn't hear him very well there. But what I was going to do with Gaz was let him know it's not breaking news, but I suppose it is. I'm reading from, so for those of you that don't know, the Bladesman on X is a news aggregator. So he will pull out to different news from different places and centralise it, basically, and then credit the place that he's got the news from. So that's what an aggregator is generally. So from Fabrizio Romano, the transfer guru, he has confirmed that Genoa have agreed a deal to sign Nils Zetterstrom on loan with a buy option of £4.8 million. What? What? Right. Then we've got some feedback from Wilder's BBC Radio Sheffield interview. So this is the Bladesman reporting on X what Wilder has said in his post-match to BBC Radio Sheffield. On the performance, he says, we've got to take something from that game 100%, especially the second half. First half, we were a little bit leggy and it took us time to get going. They started brighter than us and obviously deflected goal to get them in front. We were a lot better second half, but we've just got to get something from the game. Even if the last 5 or 10 minutes, we should have possibly won that 3-1 with the chances we've had. But we've got to convert those situations. Second half, we came out, we won more duels, we passed it better, we didn't turn it over as much, and we allowed them to dominate like they did the first half. We dominated them. Game of two halves, but they found their goal from a deflected goal, and we didn't find our goal through us not being clinical enough. He then goes on to say on the players, he says, there's lots of players who are running on empty and a lot of players who wouldn't be starting. Let's be right about it. He says, City and Blaster wouldn't start, so I'm not going to be critical of them. They're putting their hands up to play. Tom Davies can only do a certain amount of minutes. We've lost 2 centre-halves, which is big for us. We're rushing Ben back. You can see physically it took its toll out there. But what I will say yet again is they did, as they did on Saturday, they went right to the end. So as much as the defeat pains me, we've got a team that's having a right go. But I want us to have a right go and get something from the game, and I certainly think we deserve to. Chris Wilder on if there was a foul on Hoover in the build-up to their goal. He says Cienza is a danger player for them. He's a good player. I'm not getting involved in anything after I saw the report from the referees committee off the back of Saturday. I've seen a completely different game, but I'm getting criticised for flagging it up, so nothing surprises me really. And I'm thinking, oh no, there's a couple of other bits. Chris Wilder on not being clinical enough. He says we still had some really good opportunities in the first half. Chongi on the right, Ty's gone through. I always felt we were in the game. We had to up our levels second half, which we did, but it's no good upping your levels and doing what we did without sticking the ball in the back of the net. We've had enough opportunities. We've had more shots than them, more touches in the opposition box. Second half, we drove the game forward. We were cleaner on transitions, won more first balls, dropped on more second balls, and we forced them back and we put them on the back foot. Apart from one where they overloaded us on the wide and the boy missed the header, it was us who looked like getting into the game. We tried, but we have to do better and be better in the final third. Even the little details like Femi's pass at the end to Blaster, which puts him in the clear, and Brooksy going on his left, he just had to turn his foot onto it to Femi. We had 3 really top chances late on, but we haven't took them. On if Tyler Binden was close to playing, he's out for the weekend. Big blow losing him and Tanganga. Just let me refresh that, see if we've anything else. No, nothing else. That was 20 minutes ago. So as I say, that's all come from the Bladesman aggregating that on X, and that has come from Radio Sheffield's interview with Chris Wilder. So go and listen to the full interview if you want any more information on his post-match. Let's jump into our next caller, final caller on the line. I won't take any more just in case there's any more dodgy lines, but second time lucky. Mory, oh my goodness, can't see at all, but can I hear you?
Yeah,
yes,
can you hear that?
Yes, I can,
oh,
mate.
Kenny. I'm all right, you?
Yes, mate, I'm good, thank you. Well, good to see you today, pal.
Oh,
I've seen you for ages, so good to see you.
You too. No, honestly, I don't think I've seen you since York, weren't it? Or something like that.
Pre-season game, that's right.
Yeah, York.
Yeah, top man.
What did you think to the game, anyway?
I thought it were two poor sides, to be honest, today. I thought we could have got something from it, but we didn't do enough. I thought they were lucky with their goal. Could have gone either way, really, but we didn't do enough, in my opinion. I thought second half we came out, like we were saying, Mory, I think second half we came out and gave it a great go, and just were unlucky, really. Couldn't really find that moment. I think Patrick Bamford's was the sliding doors moment, weren't it, of if he scores that goal, it's different, but it's one of them things, mate. One of them things. What did you reckon?
Sliding doors game, to be fair, were like Jekyll and Hyde. First off, they were, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what you call it, second off, we played our hearts out. To be fair.
Yeah. We did, mate. We did.
I want to get on to what I was saying earlier. I don't know if anyone's heard me.
They might have, I certainly didn't, so you can't, mate.
I do think playoffs is out of reach.
Yeah.
I'm not looking up to playoffs, and I don't think we'll go down because even though you said it would basically no one's too good to go down, but I don't think we'll go down. Few good signings, and we'll be all right.
I agree, mate. I agree. How did you get on doing Ramble on Road anyway, pal? You've done the first one for ages, haven't you?
Oh, it was a bit. I thought it was a good experience. I was like basically flipping the camera, like what you call it, from vertical to full view. What I was like my videos.
Yeah, I know, mate.
I was trying to share it out. I was like basically trying to do it.
Bit of both. Bit of both. We got Brownie, didn't we, at the time as well?
Oh yeah, that were good.
Yeah.
I weren't gonna like say to him, "Oh, could you chuck a Mory Blaze vlogs as well?" I'm trying to like get my YouTube channel up a bit more. To be fair,
Mory, I was talking to him on Coach, and I says, "Give us a subscribe to Blade Ramble or something," and he's done everything but he's Blade Bumble, Blade Scramble. What's that all about? He knows
exactly.
He's just absolutely killed me, and then there's some really good stuff we've got actually on Coach from Brownie. So it's been really, other than result, as we've said, it's been a very good day. So yeah, good to see you, pal. Good to see you. And
you too.
Catch up with you. All right, my mate.
Can I just give you a shout out, Jimmy?
Of course you can. Of course you can.
Can I give a shout out to Russ Bradley?
Go for it, mate. What do you want to say to Russ? Oh, Mory, you stopped just as you said you wanted to get a shout out to Russ. Go on, then. Go on.
Hello. I just want to say thank you for making things happen for me to travel up and down the country using his account. I just want to say a massive thank you to that, and I appreciate it.
Plats look after Plats, don't they, mate? Russ is a top man.
Did you get it?
Yeah, got that, mate.
Oh
got
yeah.
That. So yeah.
And if anyone wants to, talk to me or stuff like that, if you're feeling down, I'm more than welcome to.
Love that, Mory. Great to have you back on board, pal. You know we're here if you need us, don't you, pal?
That's all. Oh, thank you, mate. And up all the Rambles, come on. Safe travels as well. Man.
Yeah, thank you, mate. See you soon.
I'll see you later. See you.
You will, ta-ra, mate. Top man, Mory. He's, we love Mory. We love Mory on this channel. Liam says, evening, pal. Thought over Chong, Campbell very poor, and start Chong over Brooks or Hamer is baffling. Is there any point bringing in expensive loans now? Need permanence with an eye on next summer? Don't disagree, pal. Wavo says, making 7 changes for a winnable game because you have one eye on the weekend is poor from Wilder. You have to play the team in front of you. I agree with that. We don't know how much we couldn't play, but you've got to think we didn't need 7 changes, in my opinion. Rob says, play poor, but silver lining is sat opposite you on the couch. Don't know whereabouts. Unless you are Rob that's fast asleep in front of me now, which says an awful lot for. Right, okay, that's Mrs. Ramble asking why I haven't texted her today. Oops. Wilder's wild, I think. Our players can't play 3 games a week. It's stupid. Play your best team for points. 4 points of relegation. As I have said on this channel, you have indeed. Matt says, I want to see more with 7 changes, making it easy for Wilder, putting some hours in you, Jim, today. Saw Mrs. Ramble and she's saying get back soon. Best not have been seeing Mrs. Ramble, Joe says, loads of momentum, then let the pitch freeze. On for a comfortable win and then get 2 players sent off, lose all confidence and can barely pass to each other again. It's a nightmare, isn't it? Absolute nightmare. Okay. Zatterstrom gone to Genoa. Can't be any worse than McGuinness, surely. Very strange bit of business. They've all been strange. Them AI signings were really strange. Do you think we just accept where we are and start building for next season in the Championship, or are we still looking to bring players in this window and give it a proper go? Any chance of new? There's definitely a chance of new signings. Wilder wants. Look, we are active. We are active in the window. We will definitely be doing some business. Wilder will not give up on this, and that's both a great thing for us. We want the strongest. The Hoover signing is a prime example of what we are trying to do in the window. Wilder has instructed, and I know this firsthand now, Wilder has instructed his scouts, get me the best possible players available. Hoover is one of the best right backs available to us at this moment in time. He hasn't looked it necessarily over the last couple of games, but if you look at his CV and what else he can bring to the side, I was convinced we were going to bring in a Harry Clark or someone like that as a backup to Siriki, so that Siriki would still get the main minutes in the team, and we'd develop our own asset, because that's smart in terms of long term. But we've instead gone with a lone player who can match Siriki, and you would hope they would push each other. It's not happening at the minute, but you would hope that that would be the term over the second half of the season, where they are pushing each other for a starting spot. That leads me to believe that we are going for the strongest we can in the positions that we need. So I'm happy about that as a fan. If you put your business head on, it's a little bit of a concern if you don't think, or you think playoffs is a step too far. Even if we make the playoffs, it's still, you know, it's a 25% chance, all being fair, that we get promoted. So it's a real risk. But, you know, we love the club, we love the game. That's what it's all about, into having a go, I suppose. So, yeah, I think we will. In terms of any chance of new signings, yeah, watch this space. I fully believe that we will. George says Mory was like a stranded cat in the headlights when you cut Jimmy. I know, mate. I know. Bless him. CJ says game sums up Wilder as a manager. 90 minutes of the same thing, hoping it would work. Subs were like for like, and they had already snuffed out how we were playing. Other managers go to a plan B. A little bit of pushback on Wilder tonight. Let me know if you agree with that. We're a platform for all opinions. So as much as I disagree, you're more than entitled to have a different opinion to that, and you're justifying why as well, why you think that, because there's no plan B according to CJ. Brand says thoughts with Mory at this difficult offering for Dan Neal, I believe, says Sheila. I'm not, if you've seen it from the same source, I'm not sure on the source. I'm not saying they're a bad source, I'm just not sure on the source, because that's been doing the rounds, I think, on X. Is it Michael Bleach or somebody like that? Who's a little bit hit and miss. I don't like to discredit any accounts because I don't honestly know what the sources are or what their information is. I think he's got a couple right in the past and a couple very wrong. So I'm not 100% sure that's as reported, but it doesn't mean we're not in for Dan Neal, and it doesn't mean he's not taking a shot on rumours that are already circulating and probably hitting close to the target. Chris says, I think we need to start rebuilding for next season now the team has gone. I'm going to jump down to one comment for those that already had one out, just so that we can get things moving a bit. I had something of the playoff, hopes of the playoff, I think Wayne's saying there. But these last two games have put paid to that, very deflating. George's asking, who would you want Wilder to sub on, CJ? Danny Mack says, Norwich are one of the form teams in the league. Yes, they are. FX says, I hope we can survive. Of course we can, pal. Of course we can. We've been in better positions, playing better football and been relegated. Don't think for a minute we are safe yet. Is Jim on a plane? Says Stephen Siegel. No, Jimmy's on a coach. Going backwards. Yeah, I'm on the Midnight Express. Thank you to Midnight for putting us on today. And yeah, we've had a great day other than the football. As Jamie Dumpling just said, Norwich don't look good. Has he seen their results last few weeks? I don't know, I didn't hear him say it, to be fair. Wilder out, says David Webster. Enough is enough. How many more free passes? That train is never late. One thing I admire about David Webster he sticks to his guns. Has never rated Wilder, certainly not while he's been commenting on our streams, and he's steadfast with it. Don't mind it. Stephen, he's on the coach Wi-Fi, and it's pretty good quality from what it is. I'm trying, mate. Thank you, Jord. Keith says, Chong Campbell, cannon blaster, very poor. Burrows, tackle with the wrong foot, caught Fellows twice. Should have been a pen, really. I thought we should. Not should have been a pen, but I wouldn't have been surprised to see a pen given. McGuinness, Pet, Cooper, O'Hare, okay. Rest, dog poo. Enjoy us, Jamie. See you next season, says FX. Wilder out, says George. We were top 2 in the last 10 games. Give it a rest. We're far off it, but I back Wilder to keep us up more than anyone else. George, you with me, mate? I'm with you. Where were you after Portsmouth, Leicester and Stoke at home? David Webster. Well said, Bran, says George. Jamie says, forgot to say it, but Fabrizio confirmed Matty's loan to Genoa. €5.5 million buy option, I think it is. Is that a profit? I believe it is a profit. How the hell? One thing we have done over the last couple of seasons, or last 3 seasons or so, if we have wow, don't know what happened there. One thing we have done in the transfer market is we've recouped our money when we've made a mistake in the transfer. Don't mind me as I just crash on the scope. But we've done very well. I think the biggest challenge will be doing the same for McGuinness and Chong, but time will tell. But yeah, it's a great deal for Matty for us. Look, he's not played for us. We don't know. We could be selling a really good player, but we're not going to know that, are we? Certainly isn't deemed to be ready at the moment. Be lucky if we get much in the next 3 matches. Could be back in the bottom 3 by then, says Keith. Why hasn't Hamer started, says AMG? What has he done not to start? He's been poor when he's been coming on. I thought today was his best cameo in a little while, to be honest. I thought he was poor against Mansfield as well. But obviously scored a goal. I understand that. Jamie says, I may have forgot their form. Cole King says there's too many ifs at the moment. If we're beating Charlton Saints, we'd be X points off the play. Yeah, no. It's copium. You've got to win these games if you want to be X points off the playoff. I agree. David Webster says, Arblaster and Peck are nowhere near as good as you lot pretend. Arblaster was terrible. He was poor today. I don't like saying it, but it's true. Jamie Dumpling says, David Webster, if you're going to give Wilder grief after a loss, also praise him after a win. Fickle bloke. Also, Arblaster, let's not have a pop at each other personally. It's not about that, Jamie, but you can disagree, but we disagree respectfully, don't we? Also, Arblaster won't be fully fit for the rest of the season. He's just got back from a massive injury. Jamie, there's no need. Calm it down. The general point is, if you're going to have a pop at him after a loss, you've got to praise him after a win. If you don't rate him, that's David's entitlement to his opinion. They had poor games. Dave Webster doesn't make them poor players. I'm sure even you have the odd bad day at work. Cooper looked like his old self, says Jamie Dumpling. I think that's fair as well. Norwich are the form team, Jamie, says Cooper. I think he's recognised that, to be fair. Lax says Wilder made mistakes today, but this Wilder out talk needs to wait for the summer, most likely. Bryce says, what I will say, Dave Webster, is you are welcome to your views here on the Blades Ramble. We just ask that you are nice and respectful. He has been, to be fair. Wilder out, says Dave Webster, now, before he does any more damage. Statman Jack says, get your boots on then, Webster. Never here for the good times, only here to slate Wilder every time. Go support Sayers in Spain if you don't like Wilder. Convinced you're a troll. Can't be a fan. Now, I'm going to allow this from Jack because he's calling David out for not being vocal in any respect when we're doing well and only coming on. Well, I don't think that's particularly disrespectful. Happy birthday to the girls, mate. Thank you, my friend. Brand says Mr. Webster only turns up when we lose, never gives any credit when we win. George says Wilder out. Then when we were 100% League One, and we're 100% League One, stop talking foolish. Andy says, I think a draw was a fair result. I agree. I think that would have been fair.
They didn't do much and scored a lucky goal. They weren't good. We need a centre midfielder in now. Midfield is poor. Arblaster's not the same player. Not yet. Not yet. I think he's been showing signs of improvement, and maybe today wasn't his best performance. But you can't give up on Ollie Arblaster. I'm certainly not. I thought we deserved something tonight, said Mr. Mav. We started bright, but that goal was a horrible deflection. Yeah, it was. We're having bad luck. I'm 100% still thinking playoffs. Interested and very optimistic. Wilder in, let the bloke rebuild, says Chris. Andy says Danny Ings is terrible, daft signing. I were behind the signing, I have to say. You don't know what you're getting though till they're here, do you? I suppose. The form team in the league and haven't had a go today. At some point, Wilder loses credit. So that's a bit of a double edge though, Matt, isn't it? Because with the form team in the league, or we were one of the form teams in the league, who's the manager? Where's the credit for being the form team in the league? You're right, we haven't had a go today. And I don't think the team that was put out did enough. It was a disappointing side to field in a lot of respects. But we've got to where we are in the form table because of the manager. So talking about him losing credit, I think he's a bit, what's the word? Can't think a minute. Can't think. Bit of a conflict in what you're trying to say, I think. Conflict of interest. Blaster just needs time. The lad's quality, says Mr. Mav. I agree. And he says, we can't wait for Blaster to come good. He shouldn't be starting. He's currently not good enough. But who do you start instead, Andy? I think he's starting as a necessity. Thank goodness. I think the fact that we keep losing signal now might be a sign that we need to call it. David says, where's Fowler? I'm seeing Fowler tomorrow, actually. So we'll be recording myself and Connor for proper football. If you're not already subscribed to that, please do. Chris says, what worries me is that we don't seem to attract decent players at the moment compared to other clubs. JC says, a draw, can't buy one away. It's so annoying, because then the ones around us get 3. Dino says, no way am I accepting that we dominated that game. Second half, we were better but not dominant. That's fair. Bamford should score. Yes, he should. Wilder, Hub, don't be daft. Or out, I think that'll be a typo. Wilder out, don't be daft. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Blades Boxing says, Campbell and Cannon have never looked good together. I agree. Arblaster looks way off starting. Never mind captain. Awful selection from Wilder. I don't know who else you would have started in midfield tonight, to be honest. I agree. We need another centre-back, says Dobbin Donkey. Rhodesy says, Wilder said months ago that he had a list of players that had been okayed by the board. So what happened? Half the team are simply not good enough. Yeah, I agree. Andrew says, if we're sticking with 4-4-2, which I think we need to, but with Cannon and Bamford up top, we need exciting wingers, aka Franz Carr, but we always seem unable to get them. He might be available now, to be fair. Safe trip, mate, up the Blades, up the Ramble. Thank you, pal. FCUFC Loyal says, on my way back, ridiculously disappointed about the lack of midfield for the most tonight. Unfortunately, Blaster isn't ready for me, and him and Peck doesn't work either at the minute. Poor performance. Where are we? Sir Will of Lane says, completely wrong team selection from Wilder. Let's get, I'm scrolling past to see. Safe journey back, Jimmy. I'm off to bed. Tom and Dave Webster. Hope you well, pal. Statman Jack says, we could win the Premier League and Champions League and you wouldn't praise Wilder. You haven't got it in yet. I think that's to a certain Dave Morwood. Chris says, Jimmy, you look like the Incredible Hulk with the green light shining on you. Carl says, again, why does her hair come off? Someone explain that to me. Sariki, Brooks and Bamford should have all started and we win. So frustrating. Again, I don't know about her hair coming off. Don't know about it. Thom says, hey up Jim, safe travels back, pal. Long journey that on a weeknight, and happy birthday to the Ramble twins for tomorrow. Thank you, my pal. A little bit more tete-a-tete between some of you and David Webster. At least hold out for Spurs making Frank available before binning Wilder off. That says safe travel for those at the match tonight. After I've made it nice to be home after 50 minutes for once from a Blades match. Yes, pal. Maury says, thanks for the opportunity today with Ramble on the road. And lovely to see you, mate. And speak to you on here. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Top man, Maury. Top man, great to have you back, pal. Mr. V says, hi, Jimmy. I'm disappointed with the result today. I'm scratching my head at 7 changes, but we move on. Happy 10th birthday to you, girls. Safe travels home. Thank you, my mate. Up the blades, up all the rambles, up the positive 6, like and subscribe. Gaz Walton says, game won't mean a thing if a war breaks out next week. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Never would we claim for it to be more important than anything significant like that. But we are here. How we feel about a disappointing result for the Blades, aren't we? So, within context, you're right. You're absolutely right, pal. There are much more important things. My girl's birthday tomorrow. I will have a good day. I'm determined to have a good day, even though we've had a rubbish result tonight. Jamie Dumpling says, "Oh, he's responding to Christine, who I was trying to get on, and then Jamie's comment pushed it up. Why on earth did we not have Sariki, Bamford, and Hamer starting? I'm lost with Wilder sometimes. You guys, Jimmy, helped so much up the ramble, up the place." Thank you, Christine. I appreciate that. I think you can understand Gus not starting because he hasn't been in the starting lineup for a long time. I would have had him in instead of Chong, and I said that free kick off as well. But I understand why he wasn't in. Bamford, you have to think there was some sort of injury concern or fitness issue, and I think he just fancies Hobart as a close comparison to Sariki, or a close, the level in terms of ability. I think that's how it's deemed, and yeah, I think that's what's happened. If I'm honest, James says, Christine, in fairness, Hamer's been poor in the run up. He has, and Sariki. What I was going to add to that was that Sariki ran his socks off against Charlton, didn't he, with 9 men. Gaz says, amen, Gary, on to the next one, Blades. Keith says, agree, Jordan, we had half a chance, yet we shouldn't be playing him yet, but now might be as well to play him back to form. That was in response to something Jordan said. Do you think we get Frank? Yeah. Ben says, feels like one of those seasons. It does feel like one of them seasons. We've got the quality, but not the consistency. Terrible start. Tall order to catch up. Some great glimpses. We're falling short at times. Gutted. Carlo says, we go again. Up the Blades. Well, I'm going to call it, I think, here, Blades, because signal's in and out a little bit now. It's not the smoothest of streams that we'll ever do. But it's held up a lot better than I thought it would, to be honest. So thank you to everybody for your patience with me, first and foremost. I hope you're all right after a disappointing result. It is disappointing, no doubt about it. And it leaves big question marks as to where we are. But the beauty of the championship is we get to go again very quickly. I'll be back tomorrow, likely with a recorded version of Countdown to kick off. I'll try and get something out from today as well if we get a chance. But again, it's my girl's birthday, so you'll have to bear with me a little bit. So thank you again to everybody for joining us. We stick with them, don't we? Win, lose or draw, we still come back for more. And up against anything, we'll still back them, won't we? Come on, you red and white wizards. Up the Blade.